What is going on? I am Anon Moose, also known as Zedmot, in your hearts and in your creator boosts, hopefully. We are going to jump in and do all of the boom beachy things. It is Friday, which means it is time for the mega video. We are going to be using those mega scorchers at some point. This account is at 21.88. Need to get it up into 23 so that I can park it. We'll explain more on this chart in a second. It is important. If you don't know how it works, I will give a slight quick tutorial on it in a second because it has a lot of fun details. These sorts of bases do not worry me in the slightest. We are going to load one Seeker for very good reason. We are going to check its stats, only 90% building damage, which means don't need anything but our good friend Bullet. They do have a grappler, so I am going to switch to taunt on Mr. Bully Bullet, and we will send him out front. Definitely need to be a little bit wary of all of this front stuff. Do I need a Seeker? Let's just double check where that goes. Where do we want to go? You know what? I am gonna use a... Instead, you know what? I'll go like that. I'll show you what I've got planned here in a second. We are going to send Bullet there. We're going to send you out wide. And then all of this stuff over here on the right. Don't need anything yet. Bullet is going to taunt all that stuff. He is going to just hang in there and take all of the shots, using that grappler to our advantage and just walking through all of this stuff. Don't need to worry too much about anything because that grappler did all of the work for us. These rocket choppas just absolutely cruising through the things, and now we just need to keep an eye on this back left stuff to make sure that that good friend of ours, the Mega Scorcher, does not get blowed up. Gonna throw some critters over here just to make gosh darn sure that it doesn't blow up quite yet. And then of course watching our flanks. Watching your flanks, so gosh darn important when it comes to all of the rocket choppas, because they just want to get blown up. It is in their DNA to get blown up. We are going to burn through this as fast as we possibly can. Probably going to lose some rocket choppas in the process to things like sniper towers, but we've got so much building damage that we shouldn't have to worry too much as our critter keeps our troops alive as we throw a shock onto there, because otherwise that machine gun will eat up our troops one at a time, and then onto the next one, and we're going to get a time of about 2 minutes 17 seconds. So generally should be good enough to win with that sort of time. Let's see what our opponent had. I like that a lot. Decent times. We are definitely gonna win. They used 2 boats of heavy choppas, and if you look, I do have 130% building damage, so not a bad idea, but they have got 3 tanks, they've got Bullet, they've got 2 heavy choppas, probably too many to be completely honest, but the fact that we've managed to get rid of all of their rocket choppas, you see that satellite dish in that bottom left-hand corner start to flash. They have force quit. Do not be like that, player. That is not a cool way to lose. Just hit retreat, you clod. We paused and we're still waiting, so insensitive clod indeed. Now we are at 21.88, 21 being the rank, 88 being the star count, and I said I would explain this. 21.50 means 21 with 50 stars. You start at rank 12, so if you're in diamond and you haven't reached 21.50, keep going. It'll give you an extra chest next season. I got to 22.79, need 23 so I can park this account knowing that I start at rank 23 next season. For me, starting rank is way more important than where I rank in the global top 500. Just means that you're going to have a slightly better start next season. Now, Hopefully that helped you, showing that taunt is a great, great ability, but right about now is when you screw things up, because taunt was selected, and this icon right here not showing which ability is selected is a pain in the butt. It grinds my gears. I give the developers a hard time every single season. Really, really would like that to show like it does on the main base. We are going to make sure we've got Shock Knuckles selected. We are going to use 3 boats of these beautiful Mega Scorchers, and we are going to send them all the way to the back here. Just ignoring this front stuff. Might as well clear this front mortar just because it'll make sure that our troops path the way we want them to. And then as soon as that is gone, we are going to flare back there, just sending those towards the back. They're going to clear along the back. That is their job. And making sure that we flare the actual building, because that way we know the flare will expire possibly a little bit sooner. Getting Bullet out right now. Bullet's going to get walking, getting him towards that mortar. And then as soon as that is done, we're going to send all of our rocket choppas up that right-hand side, knowing full well that they are going to put themselves in harm's way, because that's what rocket choppas do, sending out all of the shocks, all of the critters and things, and then getting that going. Notice that Bullet getting out front, doing great, great things, getting all of those rocket choppas onto things, and then a little bit worried about this front stuff. Definitely a little bit concerned there. Getting Bullet onto that shock blaster, getting all of the things to go past as we get our, what are those things called? Oh yeah, Mega Scorchers forwards, getting all of the coverage from all of the things. Super, super happy with this hit so far. Oh, except for the fact that that Doom Cannon shot past our Mega Scorcher for some unknown reason, which means that we now have to worry about all of that stuff. We should have had 2 rocket choppas at least along that back wall. Don't have any though, don't have any at the second, which is not ideal, which means that now Bullet needs to clear this stuff down here on his own. We definitely should have gotten more damage out of those things, but still should be decently quick. People with this front-loaded base tend to be a little teeny tiny bit slower, which should give us a slight advantage if Bullet was to ever show up on the scene. Sadly, he did not, so we are stuck here watching all of the things explode. Need to get some damage onto that final engine room. Just poor. Notice that there is an active flare. Bullet is back here shooting things though, so definitely some glitches and bugs with the heroes. Also, that Doom Cannon shooting past our Mega Scorcher. I'm almost certain it shot past our Mega Scorcher. We got a time of badness. Our opponent is going to get a time of slightly less bad. If Bullet would have followed the flare, we would have won that for certain. But instead, we end up picking up the loss by 5 measly seconds. I am always tempted to cut the losses out, but at least we got to show that little detail with Bullet's ability not showing. You see this screen right here? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I want Warships to show. Which ability is selected. That would be super useful. We are going to do an operation attack. There are 2 hours, 17 minutes left. We get to try to play the hero, and if we can't play the hero, then something is wrong. This is a very easy finish. Not what I was hoping to show you, but sometimes you get stuck with what you have. We are going to add some Grenadiers to the pile because Grenadiers do great things. I know not all of you agree with me on that, but they are gonna miss, and when they miss, they can do wonderful things. We're gonna do it the hard way. Yes, I know we could just walk on in there and take out things like the laser and those shock launchers, but instead we're just going to use shocks. We're going to send Grenadiers in so that they can miss, and when they miss, they're going to do wonderful things for our attack. Do I recommend this? Not particularly. You probably want to just send Bullet out front, probably want to use all of your GBE to clear the shock launchers. But what is the fun in that? So we are going to send a flare to there, a flare to there, and then as our troops get fanned out, we're going to just throw those shocks out and watch as our Grens do magical misses. At least I hope. So we've already gotten rid of one of the shock launchers. That is a great start. Definitely going to be a little bit slow here, though. I feel like our GBE would be better used on the laser. This is going to be ugly as all of our Grenadiers and our Bombardiers come in range of that laser. We probably should shift slightly to the right because not many of our Grens are missing on that left-hand side. But we did use Grens to get rid of those shock launchers, which, like it or not, did very wonderful things. We have yet to lose too many troops, and Kavan is there to heal those of them that we have lost, as our Grens slowly but surely take out all the things around it. Our Bombardiers are giving all of the damage. Don't get me wrong, Grenadiers are definitely not going to be able to burn through that core on their own, but that's why you mix in some Bombardiers for their damage. So, our Grenadiers, the most despised troop on Boom Beach. I really do think they are, but they can do some great things if you use their missing to your best ability. So getting them to miss, got rid of the shock launchers, saved us a bunch of GBE, saved most of our troops from getting shocked and or wrecked by those shock launchers. You probably don't want to use them against shock blasters quite so much, but against shock launchers, they little bit lower health, little bit easier to finish off. We have finished off the operation, yay us. And now I suppose it's time to jump back to Warships. You've probably not seen a lot of bases like this. This is a base from last week. It is old, but it managed to get me into rank 24. I'm not in 24.50 on this account yet, but as many of you know, I don't play Warships a heck of a lot on the weekend. So if I'm going to park this thing, I need to do it soon. This one has I think it has all of the tech tree, actually. Only missing our good friends Grens, which Warships not so much. Flare is only tick 3. Don't have Seekers. Do have Heavy Choppas. Don't have that Heavy Choppa boost node, but that might be the next thing I get. Maybe. I'm not using Bombardiers. I don't believe in Bombardiers this season. Trying my best to never use them. Also, Sergeant Brick. You know what? I probably should be upgrading my Zukas. If you haven't gone back and upgraded things like your med kits or your shock launchers or your critter launchers, do it now. I don't have any more use for tokens, so we are going to max those Zukas out. Now, we don't get many Zukas, but when those rocket choppas do drop troops, there are some Zukas, and then Kavan ends up bringing some back, so you can get some decent value. And what else are you going to do with your upgrade tokens? You can't take them with you, so let's get moving. Always checking things. The building health is important. The building damage is important. So we're just going to use 2. I am going to use 1 at the second, and then holding out for a little teeny tiny bit so that we can protect our flank. That flank is so important with rocket choppas. So now that that's happened, we're going to send you way out there. We're going to send you way out there, and don't need a shock yet. So that cannon did not turn, so we should still be fairly good. But paying way, as Kavan starts to go right, we're going to hit that second wind. We do have rifles, which does make your second wind at least 12% stronger. And now I'm going to use all of my GBE on that Doom Cannon. That might seem silly, but the number of times I've lost a couple of rocket choppas to that right-hand side edge is way too high, and this back sky shield does not concern me in the slightest. So again, just walking our troops forward, getting some critters out, and shocking those critters to do things like distract the shock blaster and keep our troops moving forwards. Not a lot of concerns here so far. We're going to throw some critters back there, and again, shocking all of the things, just trying to keep those critters alive, keep our troops moving forwards, and now paying very close attention to that boom cannon, and ugh, that was terrible. I saw it coming, I just could not stop it in time, and as a result, we are going to be way slower. We have lost, what is that, 40% of our damage? Maybe not quite that much, because Kavan is giving us a little bit of extra damage. And look at those Zukas right there, staying alive for a couple extra seconds, thanks to that upgrade. Is it huge? Definitely not, but every little teeny tiny bit helps, and now we just need to get rid of all of the stinking defenses, because we can't deal with anything underneath that sky shield until the sky shield's gone. Getting our flares out, don't want our troops to waste shots on that silly flamethrower, and then getting one flare after the next. 141, definitely not as fast as my other account, but because this base is so gosh darn strong, you'll see that we just don't need it. So two very different strategies, different tech trees, and I really do enjoy that about this season. This season giving so much interesting details, not seeing a ton of people spend those extra 150 keys on the 8th engine room, but to those of you who did, I tip my fedora, because very neat the fact that we have the option to go 7, have either deck, or go 8. Now, these chests giving intel and hero tokens, the rest of it really, I mean, 3 diamonds, come on. Doesn't really matter all that much. I wish those rewards scaled with your headquarters level, by the way. I don't think they do currently. Would be quite nice. And now, what the heck do I unlock? If you have any tips, I mean, Mega Scorcher, no. I've got Heavy Choppas. Everspark, nope, no point. Brick is a little bit tempting. I'm Brick and Battle Orders might be very fun. Otherwise, I don't think there's anything else of use. Maybe that Heavy Choppa boost, but Heavy Choppas, they don't die anyways. They already have 25,000 health, plus they drop 8 or 10 heavies, plus 8 more when they're destroyed. So with that 150% troop health that I'm trying to click on right there, doesn't really matter all that much. We'll do one more hit. 23, again. Ooh, this one's got 140% building damage. Still, don't need 3 boats of Heavy Choppas even for that much. We are just going to send one up there, one up there. Notice the flags. Notice how high they are. The number of people that I see dropping flags in the middle of the ramp, drop them way up high. Make sure your troops go exactly where you want, and then make gosh darn sure that lots of boom mines have been cleared before you drop Kavan. Otherwise, he's gonna go die. It's what he does, it's what he's best at, and it's what frustrates us the most. The dentist that Kavan is loves to die. And now, watching the flanks, that left-hand side cannon, we are going to throw some critters there just to be super cautious. We are going to clear that engine room, and then we're going to move over into here. I know that probably seems a little bit crazy. They think they've hidden their Doom Cannon, but they definitely haven't. And then we're going to come over into here. Again, more of our good friends, the critters. Critters are a girl's best friend, a Warship player's best friend. Getting all of the things, hoping to shock that Doom Cannon with that Boom Cannon. Kavan giving us some extra troops, and now we should be able to have our troops fan out in a beautiful fashion. We have lost 0 rocket choppas. That Doom Cannon has not harassed us. Their Shock Blaster is gone. Kavan giving us all sorts of extra troops. And I need to take a breath. I've been rambling quite a bit so far. So now, don't think we need to do a heck of a lot more clearing. I think, you know what, I am going to clear these front machine guns, because otherwise there's just too many machine guns near our troops. And once those are gone, we are going to get onto the things, shocking the machine gun, throwing some critters on that rocket launcher to distract that, what is that thing called? Cannon. Sorry, brain starts to collapse when there's too many things to talk about, and then onto that final engine room, all the artillery, all the barrages, and quite happy with that attack. So That's my normal attack, where we go get that engine room and then make our way back. You could just go to the back right, but I find that clearing some stuff around that middle left engine room does fairly well. And again, look how well this base is standing up. We are at 1 minute 35. Kavan just got shot squarely in the back of the head as we watch $ shocker, money shocker, shocker, however you say that name, get a 124. So winning, all of the winning, all of the good times. 148 with only 150 per, actually I have 200% building damage, troop damage, so I take that back. This account not as crippled as I thought it was. Still, let's do some more fun things, shall we? Speaking of fun things, this is a pet project of mine. This is the TMOZ account, which some of you might recognize. It is down to 94 victory points. Why, you might ask? Because I am trying to get this to 0 victory points, and with this new matchmaking, that doesn't really do a heck of a lot. It has always been said, never beat your headquarters. It doesn't do a heck of a lot. I am getting rated by people who are around my headquarters level, which is great. Love to be giving out free resources to those players. But I really want to get this down to 0 victory points. I used to get rated 0 times a day. New matchmaking means that I am up to generally 2 times a day. You see, I got 3 that one day right there, but that's because there was fewer on the days beforehand. So 2 times a day means that it's going to be in the neighborhood of 47 days until I get to 0 victory points, but just slowly logging in bit by stinking bit. Now, is that going to get us easier people? No, it doesn't really matter. The new matchmaking has changed around your headquarters level. I know there's still some tweaks out there, some bugs out there, so if you're having problems with matchmaking, do let me know, whether you're getting rated by people who are headquarters level 2 higher than you or whatever it might be. Would love to hear those notes on what's good, what's bad. I think for mid to low levels it's far better, and like I said, this is just a weird little fun pet project that I've been working on. Okay, I have a more fun operation attack in mind, but I don't have enough diamonds to load troops, so we're going to start here, then we'll go there. This is in Delta 9. If you are looking for a task force, look up the task force Delta 9, or look in the description down below for the links to the task forces. This one is doing deep cut daily, sometimes a massive attack, depending on which prototypes we have and how much intel there is and all the rest of it. We are going to send all of these troops up, dropping Miss Brick a little bit late, dropping our smoke a little bit late. We are going to lose a couple troops on that far left-hand side because that rocket launcher is about to fire. There it goes, using the front left-hand corner of that building health statue as our marker, and then getting all of our flares out. We're going to go with our smokes in reverse order, because I think that bottom rocket launcher might range. I should have checked that before attacking, but it's too late for that now. I think we only have 4 shocks otherwise, which is 54 GBE. Hopefully you guys all know those numbers off by heart as we throw the smoke. That bottom rocket launcher was not a huge concern. Easy finish. Not the sexiest hit, but with the task force, sometimes you just gotta take the easy hits. That's 2 in a row for me, I suppose. Didn't load any Grenadiers for this one, though, so there's a plus. Easy takedown. Hopefully, the diamond cost of our troops have ticked over. Well, we're talking about diamond cost of troops. I do believe, yeah, we got 90% off Grenadiers, so maybe? And back in my day, I was very good with Grenadiers, and you're like, okay, Grandpa, sure you were. Anyways, get off my lawn. We are going to do a couple quick hits with an old-timey troop combo, but we are going to use our new-timey skin on our medics. We're going to use Everspark. I like Everspark the best with Grenadiers. You might like Bullet better. Bullet generally is bestest, but that takes a little bit more coordination. It has been a long time since I've used Grenadiers. So these, now question, I feel like we've been able to shock those garrisons. What are those things even called? Feel like we've been able to shock it. So I'm going to go like that. And it looks like it's shocked. Nope, never mind. It's not. Okay, that's good. I just wanted to double check because the building definitely did the shocked kind of animation, but we saw the Cryoneer in there shooting out. So not a huge concern, but the fact is they do have a whole bunch of critter launchers up the front, and this is perfect because do not use Grenadiers against critter launchers. You will have a very, very, very bad time. Also noting that I missed the shock on that mortar. Now I need to make gosh darn sure that we keep the shock on all of the critter launchers. So back in my day when we used these beautiful Grenadier dudes, we did not have to worry about critter launchers, and you definitely do now. So do not make the mistake of watching all of your Grenadiers chuck at all of their friends. You will have a very, very, very bad time if you do. So maybe the time for Grenadiers has passed. That's kind of the way I'm leaning at the second. Before, you just had to worry about things like boom cannons and mortars, but now those critter launchers, I'm not going to show you because thankfully all the critter launchers are gone, but if we would have not paid close attention to it, our Grenadiers would have thrown at the critters as they attacked our Grenadiers, and it would have been very, very, very bad. But in the meantime, we've only lost a couple of our beautiful friends, the Grens, and just like Rocket Choppas, along the edges there is where we need to put most of our attention. You know what? Let's pull back into this neighborhood, getting away from that boom cannon before it can take any more of our troops, and then as our critters stand out front. So, was this a ridiculously great display of Grenadiers? Definitely not, but it wasn't terrible. So I'll take it for the first time I've used Grenadiers. If you're a mid to low level and you just unlock Grenadiers, do use them. They are ridiculously great. Do know that they're going to miss, and they're going to miss long, but as you can see here, I butchered that attack and we only lost, what is that? Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Grenadiers, maybe 9 Grenadiers. You probably want to use Kavan with them just because, and lower levels, there's fewer boom cannons, there's 0 to 1 critter launcher, and the mortars just don't pack nearly the same punch. So a quick little non-warships, non-operation attack, just to think about using those 90% off Grenadiers. We lost 9, and they cost next to nothing right now, only costing 19,000 gold to refresh them. Also note that they would have refreshed very, very quickly because of that 90% off, so fun things to be done there. Now, something weird just happened. I had troops loading, and they are now loaded. So, something I just did caused my troops to be fully loaded. Was I raid? Oh, look at this. Look at this. You are a beautiful, beautiful individual, Smoky Crab 2. Smoky Crab 2 reached out on YouTube and said, Zedmot, you just spawned on my base. And I said, if you're feeling super ambitious, on the strategist, I am at 450 out of 800. I think I was at like 368 before. So Smoky Crab, I am now at 450. You are a beautiful, beautiful individual. If you recognize someone, do consider being a Smoky Crab too and throwing all of... You don't actually have to send any defense troops, by the way. Just do this. Throw a barrage and then retreat, and you are a great, great, beautiful, beautiful human being. Now, I am going to screw up an operation attack. We are doing duplexity. There are 26 attacks left. I need to find it first. As you can see here, Runway is basically dead. Trinity is basically dead. We just have to deal with Maze, and I am going to show you how to screw up an operation attack. We are going to try to get this shield and this shield in one attack. Now, we're going to try and do it unboosted against duplexity, so chances of that happening are, I would say, 0. We're just going to go in. Does it matter, though, if we screw up? No, it definitely does not. Now, I am going to use a barrage, which is the wrong way to do this. If I was pinpoint accurate, I could have used 2 artillery and saved 2 GBE, but we are not pinpoint accurate. We are going to send 4 boats of Zukas. We are going to get them in position. Actually, we're going to pick up 1 little tiny bit of extra gunboat energy. Then we are going to throw a smoke and get them moving. Moving is the important bit. Also, need to keep the delay. The delay is beyond important on this attack. I do not have anywhere close to enough GBE if any of our troops show to the defenses. So desperately need our troops to stay under smoke until it is time to fire. And then we are probably not going to have enough damage, but we do have that 50% Zuka damage tribe. So now we just hope that we get that blast off and that it is enough. It was not enough, but we got it fairly close that the next attacker can barrage that. And now we need to drop all of our troops. We're going to wait till that flare expires just to make sure that our troops go where we actually want them to. By the way, is the shield generator bug fixed? I don't know. So if they were to barrage that, maybe, just maybe, it could leave the shields up. We're going to use brick for this left-hand side shield gen because it does have a heck of a lot more health. Need to get back in here, leaving all of the cells for the person who's going to hit the core. It's going to be tight on GBE. I am going to eat a couple cells, I think, because the core hitter does not need all 4 or 210 of those or whatever the heck it is. We'll eat some of these, and then we will get in and do a hit on that shield gen. Now, I don't think any of the defenses that ranged our troops over here, we've lost the delay on them, I don't think. Notice these rocket launchers won't range. Those lasers are still pointing to the left. That one, those ones all pointing in the other direction, so we should still be good. Need to get our troops moving now. If we eat too many cells, we are going to make the leaders and co-leaders angry, so definitely need to be a little bit careful here. With Brick's battle orders, I'm going to throw some critters and a shock, I think, is my general feeling. This is going to be interesting. Hopefully we're going to save an attack here. At the very worst, though, we have gotten that right-hand side shield down, so we haven't cost the task force an attack. Yes, they're going to have to throw some GBE to get it down, but trying to be ambitious is half the fun. Again, keeping the delay on this side is beyond important. And then we are going to have to flare into this location right here, throwing a smoke there and a smoke there. I'll show you what that right-hand side smoke's for in a second. Throwing our critters into that smoke, getting our battle orders out, and then here goes nothing. There is the shock on the shock launcher, and just going at it. All of the things have turned towards the right and didn't do all that great. Was it fun though? Yes, it definitely was. Wasn't perfect, but hey, there's still 25 attacks left. So, and many of them are ridiculously strong players. Unboosted against Duplexity, not super ideal, but wanted to throw a shout out to Boggers United. They are very high on the leaderboard. They have been number 1. They are generally in the top 4 or 5. Bad Fee letting me be a guest. There is Bad Fee. Where am I? I am way down here somewhere at the lowest person with very close to the lowest intel. So big shout out to Bad Fee, a longtime member of the Boom Beach community of the utmost standing. So thank you, Bad Fee. Big shout out there. That is the video for today, though. Couple warships, couple operation attacks, couple main base things, and I shall talk to you soon. Do keep that creator boost active. It expires annoyingly quickly. There is no notification. It does great things. Getting this video into that beautiful 4K 10-bit color goodness. Hopefully the sound is better today. Sorry for that yesterday. I shall talk to you soon, though. Thanks for coming in. I'm Zedmont. Peace.